Hi, Sudhanshu. It's wonderful to have you back with us. I'll start with the flashback. What is the first memory that comes to your mind when you think of your days at FIIB?
Hi Ranjit, hi. Thank you so much for calling me here. So, if you ask me about the first thing that reminds me of FIB days was one is the campus. I come from that. I have been calling this out in a lot of interaction that happens with FIB that I am from that campus who was 1 year was in Bijwasan, second year was this Vasant Viharwala campus. So we were the only few lucky people who have seen both the words. And
Wow.
the word that we come from first was so beautiful. So if any memory that you can think of me that comes to my mind as first memory is the campus of Bijwasan. Some of the things that I still relate and remember and cherish is working a lot on the group projects. So FIB campus also had a lot of landscaping within the campus. This was very green, lush green campus.
Okay.
And we had brainstormed, we have discussed, we have innovated a lot of things sitting on those green tabus in the campus. So that's something where I think where we bonded together, where there was a lot of new ideas were discussed, there was a lot of new memories were created. These things come to me as the first thing in my mind when I think of FIB as a campus.
Right. Wow, wow, wow. So my next question was, to describe FIIB journey in one word, but I think you've already done that. Uh, so you've grown tremendously in your professional journey. So what do you think have been some pivotal lessons that shaped you?
As you rightly said, FIB was one first milestone where I was moving towards something which is more professional, where I would see that I was about to define my growth path. So what FIB has kind of taught me then was first was the focus,
Okay.
and especially that focus comes from that trimester wala pattern which was there. So once we finish one project, then we were being giving the project for the next 3 months, and that was a constant process all across. So what I've learned to collaborate with a lot of people under a lot of stress, under a lot of deadline, and that too with a lot of innovation, fresh minds, discussions. So one lesson is collaboratively working with a lot of people with newer perspective, adaptability to newer mindset, and that has also kind of I feel that has made me do a lot of newer things when I came to a leadership role. So that soft exposure of that leadership has actually come from FIB in the initial days. I was the class representative of my class.
Oh, wow.
So I think the overall journey, if I have to really summarize this, that this was absolutely transformational from what I was and what I have what I was after passing out from FIB was a complete different mindset. I was the same Sudhanshu, but with a better mindset, with a more progressive mindset. So I think that progress, that learning, that communication, that confidence was given by FIB to me only, and that has helped me grow so far, especially in any of the leadership roles that I'm currently at.
Okay. I'm so glad to hear that. So, Sudhanshu, you've also been recruiting from FIIB for a few years now for final placements and for internship. So, what keeps you coming back to the campus for recruitment?
Yeah, so one simple reason that I'm from FIB makes it more simple. That's somewhere which is the emotional aspect with FIB that I belong here. So that's also a very important integral part of me coming back to FIB. Second is what I've seen because I've been coming at multiple times for multiple reasons. I have also hired interns. I have also hired 2 years back to back some of the full time colleagues. So what makes FIB different and what make me come to FIB was that the people here are more have that more hunger to work, more hunger to learn, and they somehow don't really. So currently, what happens like you always go, you talk about how millennial works. FIB, I feel there is a difference. They are a complete blend of how the work was being done before and how the work is being done now. So it's a great combination of they are more grounded,
Okay.
yet they are very ambitious. So I think that's a rare blend, and this is something that's very hard to find as a recruiter. That people that you are recruiting are very grounded. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to be. They want to work hard.
Okay.
And the top layer beyond that, they are also young age people. So they are tech savvy. They are smart people also. But being grounded is something which is a priority one. That I have been recruiting from other campuses also, but I've really seen that these people what I've got from FIB are more aligned to anything that we want them to do, with lot of scope in which they want to learn and grow. And that's what made us believe that I think if we get more talent from FIB, we can hone their skills and kind of take them to a growth path. It's not a makeshift arrangement that for a moment that you need one guy and then you fix it and then he moves on. It's not that for us. So best blend is they are grounded and ambitious too. Is that I can see for me coming back to FIV other than me being from FIV.
Wow, wow. So, can you probably share a success story of, maybe one FIIB student of, or if you have multiple, that you hired as an intern or, as a final placement, somebody who really, really impressed you on the job.
Yeah, good question, and that is an easy question for me to answer really because I have hired a lot of people. There are with regards to internship and the final placement one, but regarding a great success story. And when I say great, it's not something that I'm really putting a lot of rosy words to his success or his growth. It's like he has lived up to our expectation to the fullest. Is
Okay.
Aman Singh Parya.
Oh,
Aman Singh Parya, we have hired him 2 years back, and he also had a journey where he struggled a lot initially with us in terms of getting newer business, newer sale, but he believed in us, and we also believed in him. So it's a very reciprocity wala thing where it's not something that we have believed in him. He also believed in us that okay, this is the place for me, and I believe in the proposition. I believe what they do. He had very tough time initially, but he believed in us 100%. He believed in process. He believed in whatever we have been telling him to do.
okay.
And today, one of our top performer. And when I say top performer, he's always been compared with the people who have been with the company for last 7 years, for
Wow,
last 5 years,
wow.
and they have been. He's been kind of. It's not only a subjective evaluation that I'm doing. It's also a qualitative, quantitative evaluation that I'm talking about. So quantitatively, he's doing a great revenue numbers,
Okay.
and that I'm again comparing it with comparison is not really right all the time, but when you are asking someone that I've got from FIB and he's kind of making me feel proud, I think with the numbers, with the kind of attitude, with the kind of process, with the kind of learning skills that he has, with the kind of quick agility that he has, I think he has done a phenomenal great job, and I we really see him as a future leader here at Alum. So that's somewhere in only 2 years. If I'll be asked by my founder that who could be the future leader, I think Ahmed would be the right choice for me.
Okay.
No promises made here, but that's the kind of possibility that we see him as.
Okay. Okay. I'm so happy to hear that. Probably one piece of constructive feedback that you would offer to current FIIB students who are preparing for placement.
So there are two things. One is that getting placed, and one that you've been studying all throughout 2 years. One thing that you need to understand that what is the kind of work is required from the recruiter or the company that is coming in to recruit you. And before that, if you are going out for an interview, really need to ask one thing is to yourself that which problem are you going to address if you join in a company? If you have that answer right in front of you before going to the interview, I think you will nail it. Because every time, if any candidate has been recruited, he's been recruited for a problem,
Okay.
and that candidate is a solution to that problem.
Fair point.
Talk about, a lot about ourselves. We talk a lot about our backgrounds, our campus, our learnings, our percentage, and everything. But once you marry your proposition with how do you create that value and solve that problem, and to understand what is the problem, you would have to really go a little deep, learn a lot more about the company, and that's where you would be more confident that okay, I understand that this is a problem. For an example, if you're going for a bank interview, you would have to really see that banker what problem they do face. If it is a sales job, it is an operations job, it is a marketing job. How do you be able to create more solutions to them. If it is about AdOnMo, it is no brainer. We are a ad sales company. How can you bring in more creative ideas, bigger revenues, newer clients? And that's where you would have to focus on that parameter when you go out for an interview. With regards to the placement, is only one thing that I would say.
Okay. Okay. And one thing you would say to your younger self at FIIB, standing outside the placement cell, outside the CMC department.
To me, one feedback: network better.
Okay.
Network is something which I never understood the power of networking when I was learning in that, or I was going through the process of those 2 years.
Okay.
Younger self, you mean to say that younger Sudhanshu, if I'm
Younger,
standing
younger
right in front of
Sudhanshu. Yes, yes, younger Sudhanshu.
you, and network better. Network, what power network brings in after 15 years, we are sitting on a gold mine. We don't really understand that what is the kind of power that we're sitting at. In
Right.
our egos, in our conflicts, in our, that girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever scenario that we are in, we forget networking. And that's where the key lies of success. So, one thing, network better, Sudhanshu. Go and talk to every guy, go and talk to every individual, go and talk to beyond your campus, senior, junior, whosoever. That's something that I would like to really change as a feedback in me.
Okay. And Sudhanshu, how do you see FIIB's talent pool evolving in the next 5 years, say?
Okay. So basically, it's a new era, right? We were of a different bent, we were of a different dye. Now the dye is changing, and I think this is more to do with more tech savvy, and that I see in a lot of younger talents who I also recruit. I think tech as an advancement, which I really feel as a difference from pre and post era, or or the current era. So
Hmm.
they are more techy people, and that's where tech makes them more smart, and that helps them grow further. So if you are well aware, well informed, and tech savvy, and want to work the way their father used to work, and
Hmm.
I think 5 years down the line, there is no one who can defeat you, because FIB as a campus is a no faff campus. FIB as a student, as a tribe, is a no faff tribe. They don't faff, they work. And that I have seen in the campus, that I've seen in each and every student who is I have recruited, or I have met, or I have spoken to. So I think we are at the very right attitude. It's just that make it more smarter, make it more tech savvy, make it more global aware cohort kind of a person. And I think there's no stopping at all for any FIB student.
Wonderful. Actually, we've been doing it, I think in the last curriculum review exercise also, we are planning to integrate analytics in every subject, every aspect, even integrating ethical use of AI, in most of our course outlines.
AI reminds me of a lot of smarter people are kind of very familiar with Power BI, making the Excel tool looks much simpler. This was never our thing. So
Yeah.
that's where actually an advancement of the 5 year down the line, if you see, that's the kind of adaptation that they are doing, and we are at the right track. That I
Yeah, and I think I recently was speaking to another alumni, and a very candid conversation, and he was telling me that when somebody when I was sitting for placements, SPSS, and all these analytical tools, they were like a wow thing if I had them, if I knew something like that. But these days it's a hygiene factor, right? So everybody has to know it, otherwise you will not be recruited, whether you're doing marketing, HR, or you're a finance person. So it's like a hygiene factor, so all the students should be aware of it. Finally, one message that you would like to share with your fellow alumni.
Oh, I want to share, grow, connect. And I say, let's look back to our FIB days. That's also really very important. I feel really good whenever I go back, visit back, connect with you and all of new students. And I think learning is a thing which should be passed on. Don't
Yeah.
keep it to yourself. Share it with a lot of younger talents, and they are the one who actually learn it, listen to you, and feel it from very wide open arms. So I think we'll have to do something for the tribe that we come from, who has shaped our career, who has shaped our growth. So I think together, collectively, we should really connect better. As I said to the one that I have suggested to myself also, That's where the real opportunity lies, and share learning as much as we can. I think that's where we can at least contribute a little. It's not only about recruiting. I think if we are able to share anything which is of even a single student's help in any of the interview, that solves the purpose. We should be feeling as this is a FIB gang rather than an alumni and everything. So you'll have to really back a lot of people there. So gang back each other.
Yeah.
We can't really people uh, in the mid path.
Yeah, you kind
So
of speaking the entire philosophy of the alumni relations department here at FIIB. Thank you so much. It was so good interacting with you, Sudhanshu.